All right, I'm here with State Senator J.D. Ford, candidate for Congress in the 5th Congressional District. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Dan.
You got news this week on a new poll, an internal poll that shows you just 2 points behind Congresswoman Spartz, but with other biographical information being read to the people being polled, it shifted to your advantage. What do you make of these numbers and how competitive this race might end up being this fall?
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, it's great news for our campaign, and certainly it's great news for the fifth district. The people of the fifth district, I think, are speaking very loudly, very clearly that they want someone new to represent them in Washington D.C. And we're going out there and we are talking with voters about the things that matter most to them, which obviously is affordability issues. So that's gas, that's groceries, that's utilities. And so, unfortunately, the current occupant of the office, Congresswoman Spartz, isn't talking about those things. And so I think that you're seeing momentum from our campaign simply because of the things that we're talking about and how ineffective she's been in Congress.
The DCCC also highlighting this as a race to watch. How important is that to your campaign? How important would it be to get additional assistance from that organization in this race?
Yeah, also some great news today for our campaign. The U.S. House Democrats campaign arm, the DCCC, has listed us on their battlefield districts in play to watch, which is just incredible news for us. I mean, our team, we've been working so hard to let folks out there in D.C. know that, hey, it's time to invest in Indiana. We are not a flyover state, that this is a competitive battleground. And again, we're so excited to have that. But honestly, it's just a cherry on top for us. We've been building this momentum ever since we saw the primary results for the current Congresswoman, how she lost Delaware County. We had another small head-to-head poll back in June that shows us that we are ahead double digits with independent voters and young voters. And now with this poll, it really shows a clear path for us to win this race in November.
What's it going to take to win this race against an incumbent who's been well funded in the past? What's it going to take to win and get across the finish line?
Well, I think you just hit the nail on the head, Dan, and that's that she's going to be well funded these last couple of months of the campaign. And so we also need to have the resources to compete. And so, we need to be in people's mailboxes. We need to be on TV. We need to do the digital, ads for folks. And so we also have to have the resources. Now, we're never going to have as much as she does, but I have the many, and that is the people of the 5th District. And so we're asking people to go to our website, electjd4.com, and pitch in whatever they can to help us, get across the finish line this November.
How big of a coalition is it going to take to win this race? And obviously that's a term you hear a lot from the Democratic Party this week after the Senate primary, Abdul El Sayed's victory there, progressives, moderates. How do you bring them all together in this race and more broadly across the country for Democrats to win in November and take back the control of Congress?
Well, look, we are laser focused. We know that we cannot afford another 2 years, 4 years, 6 years of Victoria Spartz. We can't afford her capitulating, pretending to be a maverick, and then buckling at the last minute when the president calls or when the speaker calls. We want to send somebody to Congress who's going to continue to fight for the people of the 5th District. And I think that's what I've been talking about on the campaign. Look, I want moderate Republicans, those Lugar Daniel Republicans, to know that you have a home here in our campaign. I want those independents to know that, I'm going to be going to Congress to fight for you. Look, Washington is broken, and Victoria Spartz has been a part of Washington for 6 years now. She hasn't delivered for the 5th District. In fact, she's made money off of being a member of Congress, almost to the tune of $5 million. That's unconscionable when people can't put food on their table. Healthcare is broken. Our immigration system is broken. And so instead of going to Washington and providing sound bites, I want to go to Washington to provide solutions. And that's why I think, you see a broad coalition of excited Democratic base who is ready to go vote. You see us, again, double digits with independents. You see us with those moderate Republicans who don't have a home in the Trump party right now. And so you have a home here in our campaign, and I'm going to continue to work for you.
Well, I know we'll be looking at a lot more of these polling numbers between now and November as this race continues to be closely watched there in the 5th. State Senator J.D. Ford, thanks so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.